Hello, hi. Good morning. Can you confirm? Okay, good. Fantastic. Hi, Aryan. Hi. Can you confirm if the audio video seems all right? Good morning, Suman, Sandeep. Hi, Ojal. Is the audio video all right? Can you hear me? Okay, let us start. Let's start. As usual, I will start by taking some of the questions we have on the comments on the YouTube video, and then I will answer some of the live questions as well. Thank you for confirming, Mohit and Ojal. All right, here's the question number one. First question is with the increasing number of IPOs in the market, are IPOs always profitable? How do you decide which IPOs to invest in? Do you personally invest in IPOs? All right, this is an investment question. All right, so this is from Hello All. Hello All, I generally don't do IPOs. Um, Multiple reasons about it. Right? One of the reason is they, in general, with some players, not all of them, there is a lot of window dressing that happens before the company goes for a IPO. Right now, what do you mean by that? It means company would want to have their best books, best numbers, 2 3 years leading up to the IPO. So what I like to do is to wait for maybe 2 or 3 years, listen to few quarterly calls before I kind of understand the company a little bit better, right? See, you don't need a lot of ideas to invest in. You don't have to invest in every idea that you like. You can, investing is a very patient game. Having said that, what has been happening now in the Indian markets is there is a lot of money that's coming into the market, right? And there is not adequate supply, which means we still don't have enough number of IPOs. We saw that in case of Bajaj Finance and Ola IPO and so on, right? So maybe if you're a retail investor and you just want to make a little bit of money, uh, and it's a lottery game at the end of the day, it's not a bad idea at the moment till the time the markets are in momentum to kind of do IPOs. But otherwise, if you're a long-term investor, looking for long-term, high-quality companies, I generally don't like doing IPOs at all. And typically, a lot of IPOs, by the way, is also a sign of market leading into a bubble territory, right? So a lot of things that we see happening in the market today, right? Some of the SME IPOs where we have insane level of subscription. Bajaj Finance, I heard close to 3 lakh crore type of subscription, right? 1% of India's GDP or something like that. That is insane, right? That tells you the sign of the optimism in the market, and you want to be a little careful in situations like these. All right. Next question. According to you, how much CAGR from stock market is possible to earn through investing? Your personal experience. That's a great question. See, now, last, 4 years or so, we've been in a, very structural bull market. So everyone has made a lot of money. I remember there was a point when a lot of my friends and some of them, also some respected fund managers, with whom I had the opportunity to have conversations. And these guys were talking not in percentage, they were talking in multiples, right? 2x chahiye, 3x chahiye, 5x chahiye. However, in the long run, I don't think everyone is going to make that kind of money. The way to think about this is you would expect India's GDP to grow by, let's say, about 6% in the long run, right? So 6% GDP growth, you load a 5% inflation, so you have 11% of nominal GDP growth, right? And then you would hope that the companies that you have invested will do 2 to 3% better than what the overall country is doing for a variety of different reasons there. So 13 14% CAGR for a long period of time at this moment in India looks reasonable. That's my personal experience. Um, and if you're an exceptional investor, you've done phenomenal with your stock picking, and you have the patience. So हम लोग को हिंदी में there's this term called श्रद्धा and saburi, right? Shraddha means you have to have that faith, and Saburi is your patience. So if you're that category of investor, you can make maybe a little bit more. If you sit on your winners for long enough, maybe a 16, 17, 18% CAGR. Okay, next. Uh, Utkarsh sir, I'm stuck in equity research analyst job in a small size firm. After 6 months, I'm still writing articles and various other research material. What should I do now? Hmm. Reva Finance. Reva, देखो, this is not a bad role to be in. At the end of the day, you're still working equity research. Maybe you're generating a lot of content, and that's okay. Um, what I would do if I was at your place is focus on skill building, right? Get really, even if your organization doesn't require you to do it, uh, look work on your equity research skills, work on your financial modeling skills, build sectoral expertise in one or two sectors of your choice, right? So right now there's a lot of demand in banking and NBFC, the whole financial services space. So maybe explore that. Look for pharma sector, and then be a champion in that sector. मतलब उस sector में जो भी चीज है ना वो आपको आनी चाहिए. So you should read con calls, annual reports, you should read presentation, keep yourself updated, and then start applying. I'm sure you'll be able to find better opportunities for yourself. All right, Richa is asking, you mentioned about private debt in your last video. Can you give some more insights into the field? What are the job opportunities, how to find these jobs, and the skills required? Hmm. So, so let's think of a very typical situation. Let's say that you're a real estate entity and you're doing some sort of a joint venture type of a project, right? Now, typically, some of these projects banks will fund, some of these projects banks will not fund. So you're left with options of some private equity players or private debt players. So so a lot of these private debt entities are structured a little bit like private equities, but they, instead of doing a pure play equity deal, they do it like a structured deal, right? So there's some amount of debt, some amount of sweeteners like warrants, and at times they also get some piece of that real estate. So these are some of the private debt people in the country. It's a relatively small space today, concentrated with few players, but it's an interesting opportunity. So again, the skill that's very essential in a private debt setup is your ability to one is your understanding of macro environment, right? Your like what's happening in, let's say, in a real estate in a particular geography, or what's happening to GDP numbers and so on, demand, supply, all of that stuff. And you have to have a very strong financial modeling skills, right? Because at the end of the day, you need to figure out whether company would be able to pay you back all the installments and it will be a profitable project. uh, how to get into it? I think just try for any, if you're a fresher, look for debt related roles, right? So look for maybe a credit rating role or a credit role within a bank, typically in a large, medium corporate type of setup. And keep on applying to these private debt entities, right? And where do you find these private debt entities? On the SEBI website, they have a list of all the AIFs in the country, right? So go and start looking at that list, go and check their website, see which one of them are operating in what type of environment, and then start applying accordingly. All right, next one. Arpit Sharma. Hi, sir. I'm a derivative trader. I wanna further dive into investing aspect of market. So someday I'm able to manage funds. I'm a level two candidate as well, but according accounting concepts are kind of weak. What should I do so that I can combine theoretical and practical knowledge to have command on accounting concepts? Books can I read? Courses can I do? Okay, so the question is, how do I learn accounting, right? From an investment perspective, that's a great question. I think two things you need to do. This is what I think helped me a lot in accounting. One, you read uh, at least a few annual reports word by word. Okay, so take whatever company you like, right? Typically easier businesses, so like take something like an FMCG space, a retail space. Read the whole annual report word by word. Now, there will be a lot of pieces in those annual report that you'd read and you'd feel like, nahi samajh mein aa raha, right? I'm not getting what they're trying to do. Then go and find some textbook that explains that concept. Okay, or go on the internet and read those concepts. And the more annual reports you read, especially notes to accounts section, the better you start getting with accounting. And parallel, if you want to build your theoretical knowledge base, what you need to do along with that is you need to uh, read some accounting standards book. So I learned most of my accounting from my CA course. But I remember we used to get this book from Taxman publication, and one at CA Enter and one at CA Final. Those two books helped me quite a lot. Right? So go in the market, see if you can find some accounting standard books. But reading them just by themselves can get a little boring. So very smart way to do it is read annual reports, get stuck somewhere, then read a little bit of accounting standards. And the more annual reports you read, the better you'd get. Okay. Uh, Next one from Harsh Jain. I'm waiting for L3 results, working in equity research, US stocks from Mumbai. 2 years of work experience. If I clear level 3, should I go for masters abroad? Which country will having CFA levels cleared help in this application? Right, I've answered this question before, right? Everyone wants to, go to. I think many people I come across and go far and jana hota, right? Everyone wants to go international to something. See, it's not a bad idea, but you need to align this with your career goals. Okay, so it's very simple. If you want to work in private equity, you want to work in venture capital, investment banking, MBA type of course is a good idea. But if you want to work in equity research, I don't think you really need an MBA, right? So first thing you need to decide, Harsh, is what is it that I'm seeking out of my career. If you feel I don't know the answer, which is good possibility with many of us, and it's okay, you're not the only one. In that case, MBA will not hurt. Okay. Which country to go? I mean, I like US finance education. I would generally avoid Europe, unless you speak one of the regional languages. आपको German आता है, French आता है, then it's a different story. But otherwise, I'll avoid Europe and go to US. And I will make sure that I'm getting into at least the top five, top 10 colleges. That means you need a really kick-ass GMAT score. So keep that in mind. Will CFA help cleared in applications? Yeah, to some extent. Of course, definitely CFA helps in getting, some of the invites. But CFA is going to demonstrate that you're good academically, right? But that's not the only bucket these colleges look for. They look for your leadership skills, other variables. So do some research on it. But yes, on the academic front, you're okay. All right. Next one is from Pulkit. By the way, I'm left with just two, three questions here. Then I'll come on the YouTube as well. Pulkit, this side, I've written my CFA level 1 August 24, waiting for the results. I took your recorded classes, but I messed up everything during my prep. I lacked discipline, somehow tried to finish syllabus in 60, 70 days and gave the exam. I'm still hoping I will clear. I want to join your offline classes and I want to move from Delhi to Pune. If I manage to pass L1, second, I also want to take a job after L1. So how can I manage both things? Please guide me on this. All right. Um, See, Pulkit, now, if you are not good at level 1, like even if you pass, conceptually, it's still going to be a challenge, right? So that will require a little bit of work. You're welcome to come to Pune. A lot of people do. I think Delhi side se bhi kafi hai. Even in the current batch, I think a few people have come from North India. So you come down by, just call the FinTree support team. Will help you find accommodation and everything else, and participate in the FinTree placements. Hopefully, we'll be able to find you something. If not a job, I think high probability you'll get land into some sort of an internship, right? And in case if the level 1 doesn't work, and which is okay because you know what mistakes you did, you can prepare again, right? And all that discipline and lack of preparation was just participate in the live school instead of recorded classes. That will keep you more disciplined. All right, Homelander, I admire your discipline. Would love some advice on how to develop that kind of a mindset. Right, wow, that's great. Uh, I don't know how to answer that question, but some of the things that I've personally done for myself. My number one rule is to show up. Like it sounds very obvious, but there are a lot of times, right, when you need to do something. Let's say you need to go and do your workout, or you need to, like for me, a lot of times it's doing a session, and at times you feel like I'm under the weather, or I'm not. I don't have that vibe, or I don't feel like doing it, but I still show up. So the first thing is like you make a promise to yourself, whatever things you've decided to do, you commit to them, right? You do it. So it could be like studies. Let's say that you promised yourself that I'll start every day at 5 and then I will study. But then no matter what, you start your day at 5, right? And you sit in front of your book, even if you're not reading. Force yourself to do it for long enough, it automatically helps. So see if that works for you. And it happens over time, Homelander. And it's with a lot of people. You start, you make some mistakes, you fix yourself. It's a process. There's a good book, by the way, called Atomic Habits. I'm sure you've heard of it, but it's a good book to get you started. Epic Economics, which newspaper website will you suggest for enhancing knowledge related to finance? That's a good question. I think Mint is doing a good job with personal finance, so you can definitely explore Mint. The classic, Economic Times is good enough. I mean, that will also get you started. Instead of focusing a lot on reading a lot of different types, like a lot of newspapers, pick one. You don't even have to read the whole newspaper. Just pick one or two stories, but then drill down into them, right? So you don't understand something, spend some time on the internet, try to learn. That's how knowledge building process works. I was reading this online publication called The Ken, Ken, for quite some time. That's more on the startup ecosystem, but that was an area of interest. In terms of websites, I don't use much. Honestly, I don't even have like a broking app with me. Very old school when I execute my trades. So I have this stocks app on my phone that came by default. I use that. Um, but I do listen to a lot of fund managers on YouTube, right? And these guys keep on having these podcasts and interviews. So CNBC has some excellent playlists for them where you can listen to a lot of fund guys. I think Bloomberg Quint has a playlist for them. I don't know, Bloomberg Quint or Bloomberg Finance. NDTV has some of them. So you can listen to some of that content. That will also help you sharpen up a little bit. Sahil, I'm looking forward to a career in investment banking. What are your views on investment banking? Do you recommend it? Yes. I mean, of course, if you have the street smarts and you feel you can talk to people, convert deals, put your point across, definitely a good career to be in. Is it better to work in IB in India or abroad? That's a good question. Uh, I mean, see, culturally, like certain geographies, okay, I don't know if I should say this, but your skin color also matters, right? I've heard this feedback from some of the students, like at some places in some geographies. But yeah, if you're in places like US or then it's definitely a good place to be in. Uh, so India abroad, like personally for me, I like India more, but it's really your choice. I'm in the second year of graduation, gave level one guide for the steps I should take. Um read my friend Sahil, read and learn as much as you can, right? That's See, this finance industry as a whole, one of the beauty of this industry is you have to learn all your life, right? That's why I love it so much. For example, I know that if I don't read for a couple of months or if I'm not keeping myself updated, I'll get redundant. And you get to learn a lot of different things, right? So many, for example, now what we're experiencing in India about this so much of domestic inflows that wasn't the case in the past. So you want to learn and see, try to build your own thought process on what might happen with markets. So it's a very interesting exercise, and if you really enjoy this, we're kind of lucky that we work in an area where we have to keep on learning newer stuff. So just read. The more you read, the better you're going to get at it, and don't only read theoretical books. Of course, you should read Ben Graham and Peter Lynch, and those are phenomenal. You should do that, right? But after the 30, 40 books on investment, the graph kind of becomes flat. Then you feel like everything is sounding the same. So what you want to do is complement reading these books, but you also want to complement by reading what's happening in the markets. The best way to do it is to listen to the conference calls, right? Either read them or listen to them. There are a lot of insightful data points and opinions there. You also get to see how analyst community is asking questions. So that's a great learning source. All right, Ishita, three questions. I work in an investment bank. I'm 25 years old. I'm planning my level one next year. Am I too late for my preparation? No, you're not. 25 you're a kid, Ishita. I mean, you still, typically till 30, you're still figuring out what domain, so it's okay. My company sponsors CFA education. Is it good option to get sponsored? Yeah, of course. Why not? It will come with some additional lock-in in most of the places where you'll have to work a little bit longer. If you're willing to do that, why not? I'm planning to switch financial planning roles. Your thoughts on that? I wouldn't do that. I mean, if you're working in investment bank, and I'm guessing it's not operations, it's a front office role. You should stick to what you're doing. It's not a bad role to be in. Evening, sir. Like Kaggle is free online community platform for data scientists. Do we have any website for finance projects related to financial risk? I don't know that, Suhas. If anyone knows this, put this in the comments. If you can find some projects on financial risk, but I'm not aware of it. Uh, Anshuman, I'm 26, recently completed my MBA from Tier 2 college, currently working in Kotak Treasury, Forex sales guy, planning to give level 1. I'm targeting equity research, investment banking roles. Will these be right after FX derivative? What other things should I target? Where to find equity research live projects, part-time internships, working on model my own, but not sure of the accuracy of the model. Okay, all right. Why do you want to switch in equity research? You're not in a bad role. Why not just move to institutional sales and sell a larger bucket of products rather than not only doing forex but maybe even other parts of treasury. Uh, Work with asset management companies on institutional sales role. See, Anshuman, sales will always be valued more than research, right? That's the simple truth of the industry. I mean, we are all love research. I love research. You love research, but sales are the people who bring in the money. So sales is never a bad role to be in. But let's assume you have to work in equity research to answer your question. Sign up for some financial modeling course, because I don't think there are any internships where they'll get you work on a live model unless you do a full-time type of a gig. Sagar Pohani says, Hi Utkarsh sir, what's your opinion on state government distributing money for getting votes? Hmm. Yeah, it's okay to ask that question, Sagar. The question is on the Ladki Bahin Yojana and Ladka Bhau Yojana, right? Some sort of insanity happening in India. I'm clearly not very happy. I think no anyone who understands basic economics will tell you that it's a very, very bad move. Uh, because you're getting it affects you in a variety of different ways. I'll give you a simple use case, right? So let's assume there is someone working in an organization and they're being paid, let's say 15, 20,000 rupees a month. Now suddenly government comes and they says, hey, we'll give you 5,000 rupees a month free, plus we'll give you, all the food and, we'll take care of some of your clothing and all of it. Now the incentive of this person to work just came down, right? So now what this will do is generally from economic perspective, you want everyone to earn uh, based on their level of skill and competence. Of course, you want to help certain category of people so that they get educated, right? So that they can also make a living or skilled, not even educated. But giving people money free of cost is a slippery road, brother. I mean, it really worries me. We don't want India going on that path, and unfortunately, it looks like we're already there. And there's no end to it because you start with 3,000 rupees a month, and then next politician comes and says, "Hey, I'll give you 5,000," right? And more is always better. If you're getting free money, why not? So, so India is on a slippery path that way, and I really don't like what's happening, right? And I don't know if it's the socialist roots in the country that kind of come back and show their dominance every now and then. Uh, I hope our politicians thought a little more about these rather than just the immediate transactional benefit. How to manage a bad day at work, prevent it from affecting focus while studying. Compartmentalize, Divya. Simple. See, as you experience things in life, you'd realize there will always be something or the other going wrong, right? one of my mentors who taught me that art of teaching and the skill of teaching, not the technical part. She told me, you're like a juggler in life with know that multiple balls being tossed in the air, and then there will be one ball for your health, one ball for your professional career success, monetary success, whatever you call it, and one ball for your personal life. And at any point of time, you'll not be able to catch all three. कोई एक गिरेगा, right? That will always be the case, and that's how things are. So if you don't let to, don't teach yourself to compartmentalize, and it's not difficult. It's a skill that comes over a period of time with practice. If you do that, if you teach yourself to compartmentalize, where hey, I'm going to keep this thing aside and focus on my studies now, or focus on my personal life now, it can get very difficult. And it's something, Divya, that comes with practice, but you have to, kind of force yourself to do it in the initial 6 months, 1 year. All right. Next one. Does CFA with background in data analytics open up specific job? Yeah, plenty of job opportunities. I think look for a lot of these quant roles, risk management roles. These employers will dig you if you have deep data analytical skills. Look for jobs with NBFCs, banks, all of these places. Is CFA combination with MBA any good? No, not MBA, MSBA, Masters in Business Analytics. Same question. Yeah, I mean, definitely wouldn't hurt. Prashant, I'm a former FinTree student. I posted question on AMA 2 weeks ago but couldn't get reply. My question is, there are 400, 4,500 odd charter holders in India, but how many of them pass level 3? Did not apply yet to apply CFA. Could you pass this question to Utkarsh? I don't know that, Prashant. That's a good question. My guess is 15-20 हजार होंगे. Uh, my guess is there are at least 2-3 times more people who cleared CFA level 3 but haven't applied for charter. क्यों नहीं apply किया? For a variety of reasons. Maybe they don't qualify for the experience. Maybe they don't want to work in finance. See, in India, one of the weird thing that happens is, and I've had a lot of students like these. Uh, they have a family business, but they still want to study something because it's just a societal thing, right? Like, do you know what I mean? So, like, I remember there was one gentleman from Raipur. His family was running some automobile distribution business, right? They were selling trucks or something like that. I don't remember. But he did CFA right from day one. He passed all the three levels. He's a fantastic student, but right from day one, he was clear that once I finish, and I'm going to go back home, run my father's business. So I'm guessing 10-20% population is also like that. Then maybe 30-40% population is waiting for their 3 years to get over, right? So to get that charter. And maybe there are some people who maybe have found different work, right? Maybe they don't need CFA charter anymore. Like I passed my level 3 in 2008 or 9. Uh, but I took my charter in 2017, I guess, or 19, मेरे को याद भी नहीं है. For many years, I thought I don't need the charter, right? Because to me, it was more like it's just a metric that you show off to people. Because after a certain stage, in life, people don't care about what certifications you hold. It's always about what value you bring on the table. But I'm sure there are many level 3 cleared but not applied for charters yet, Prashant. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, all right. Uh, I'm ready now. I can take some questions on the chat box. If you have any questions now, you can start posting them. In the meanwhile, I'll take some of the questions posted earlier and start answering them. I'll start with Kefi Habibi. Uh, which entry-level finance roles align with CFA path? How can I find internships with CFA experience as a first-year BCom student? KF, one of the challenge you're going to have is Indian recruiters are not comfortable recruiting full-time students. So if you're already doing some undergrad program, it's going to be tough to find internships because we don't have this part-time internship as a very popular culture in India, right? So, but nevertheless, that doesn't mean you'll not be able to get something. What you need to do is basically look like the area that you live in, take a radius of maybe 10, 15 kilometers. Search for all the brokers, wealth advisors, who are based out of that area, and start writing them emails, right? And be a little persistent in terms of what value you can bring on the table. Maybe you can also just go and show up to their offices. Try to generate an opportunity for yourself. Something will come. And see, you should not be asking for very specific profile now. First you're just starting out. So if you get to work in some financial organization, even if it's you're just doing photocopies, it's okay, right? Get something, start somewhere. All right, Utkarsh Shekhar. I'm a student, working professional, having serious doubt. My exam level 170 days. Still, FSL Eco is pending. Can you please tell what should I do in last 60, 70 days? Utkarsh, step number one, finish your syllabus. FSA, Eco are big subjects. Each subject will take minimum 30, 25, 30 hours of preparation, right? So what you want to do then is go to the videos and start watching the videos carefully. It's okay if it takes 20, 25 days to finish your remaining subjects. After that, do a crash course so that you can revise. Crash course will take you 6 full days, right? So spend 6 days, do the crash course, and then just jump on to the practice questions. These will be mocks, these will be learning ecosystem. It's okay if you get them wrong. Take your mock early, maybe around 40 days away from the exam, the first mock. It's okay to make mistakes. Learn from your mistakes, go back to videos, go back to curriculum, fix those mistakes, and then do more mocks, right? That's your plan. It's doable. Push. All right. Uh, Wanted. I'm a student at FinTree. I'm thinking to shift from August to May. I've done PM and ethics as of now. What's your advice and guidance on this? August, which year? I mean, you're saying thinking of shifting from August attempt to May. So do you mean August 25 to May 25, right? Uh, no, no, there's no reason to do it. Stick to August and finish everything sequentially. See, it's okay to err. It's okay to make a mistake on the side of taking more time, not less. You don't want to be in a situation where you have to pay those $500 and defer your exams. Makes no sense. Want it, right? So stick to August, prepare well. If you see, very simple rule. If you get really good at level one concepts, level two and level three becomes very easy. I promise you this. I've seen this, for last 14, 15 years. Those candidates who really drill down on the concepts at L1 get through L2 and L3 easily, versus those candidates who somehow manage to get through level one, they struggle at level two and level three. Right? So don't rush, take your time, prepare well. Okay, uh, I'll take two or three more questions, then we'll wrap it up. Real me, I have my exam in November 24, did the syllabus twice, watching FinTree crash course, scoring 70%. Only problem is to remember them. I don't know a lot of things without revision. So there you go. You know the solution as well, real me. You need to revise, right? See, repetition is magic. Uh, learning new concept is not that difficult. Honestly, it's unnecessary made to be difficult. Think of simple things, right? What's the name of your city? Which area do you live in? Do you not remember it, or do you have to make an effort to remember it? It's instantaneous. Why does it happen? Because you repeat, right? The more you repeat, the better you're going to remember. So the trick is, if you feel you're forgetting them, revise more number of times. You have juice notes with you. Spend 3 to 4 hours every day. Go through the. You can revise the whole juice notes in about 4 to 5 hours, right? So make that a weekly ritual. Okay, revise more number of times. You should be able to get through. You're scoring well. All right. Who's next? Stocks by Aman. Your crash course helped me a lot. Thank you. I'm working in a forex company head office. Gave me level one in August. Will clear level two. I'm 22. Where should I apply after clearing level one? Hmm. Uh, Depends. I mean, depends on what you like. Check with your forex company if it's a large enough company. If they have a team that does the hedging, right? Typically a treasury team. Check with them if they can move you to the treasury team. You get to learn a lot of derivatives. If not, and if you want to remain within forex space, it's not a bad space to be in. You can explore, look for treasury teams of different banks. All right, last question of the day, then I'm going to wrap it up. Neil Doshi. I'm working in a Big Four business valuation. Which role can I look forward to as an exit opportunity from valuations? Neil, my friend, it's not a bad role to be in. Uh, I mean, compared to a lot of other roles you get in finance, business valuation is definitely good. Uh, Depends on how long working you've been working in that role. If it's been, you know, more than 5, 6 years, it's going to be a little difficult to move. But if not, you can explore. Within Big Four, there are different teams on uh, a team called complex valuations. Okay, so these guys do a lot of SOPs and structures around them. You can explore that if that kind of excites you. If not, if you feel, I want to be on the financial services part, then you can look for equity research type of roles. But it really depends on the number of years of experience you have and the skills you bring on the table. Surya, request to answer my question above. Surya, why don't you post your question again, please? I can't find your question, my friend. Surya, where is Surya here? Yes, okay. I can't find Surya's question. I'm going to take last question from Realme 33. All right. I'm 24-year old, 1.5 years front end IB experience, can read financial models but don't know how to build them. Should I focus on learning financial modeling or something else? Yes. Yes, you should be good at financial modeling, right? So generally the whole stack, right? So your entire stack. You should be, I'm sure you're already good at building decks. You want to be really, really good at your financial modeling skills because that will give you some sort of a perspective on how the other side is thinking, and then sharpen on your interpersonal skills, right? That's a perfect trifecta. You should be able to close transactions, like generate leads and all those. And if you're able to do that, you're a valuable resource in that industry. Okay, so with this, I'm taking your leave. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time on Saturday morning. In case if there were any questions that I could not answer, you can leave them in the YouTube comments, and as usual, I'll try and answer them on the next Saturday. So thank you very much. All of you take care. See you next Saturday.